So you just mentioned then about was it your grandfather that was involved in the church, or your father?
My father was a church organist.
Church organist.
And my grandfather was a lay preacher, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, that's a great kind of thing. I don't know, I mean, being brought up a Catholic, I think rebelling against whatever your parents are kind of are giving to you. Not that I did. You know, I, of course, still got a church.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway,
yeah,
I'm just a bit scared now looking out the window. No fireballs or anything. But I think it's something that it must have been quite an interesting upbringing to be in that situation where you're rebelling against somebody, but something so close to you. I mean, obviously, if your dad goes to church, it's going to be a bit tough. But if he's the organist, I mean, were you in there? Were you playing?
Yeah,
were you doing anything with him?
I was sat next to him at the organ, pulling the stops for him when he was changing.
Pulling out all the stops, excellent.
Yeah. They used to have this massive old pipe organ in the church, and I'd be sat there aged like 8 next to him, and he'd point to various stops, and at various points in the hymns I'd have to pull them out and it would give a different swell.
Right.
But I always remember once I pulled...
So you were a roadie?
Yeah, I was like a
you were a roadie?
I was an organ
tech.
Yeah,
organ tech.
Organ tech.
Make it sound better.
Yeah. But once I pulled it so hard I fell straight backwards and bashed my head. The stop came out. It wasn't attached.
And I bet your dad didn't stop playing.
No, he carried on.
The show must go on.
Finished the gig.
Talking of the show, should we have another track? Let's have Get in the Van.
This is the flip side of the dream. These are the dues paid by the team. Do as you're told. Try to fit in. Shut up and keep an eye on the driving. Daily drive back to the wall, into a space marked free for. Where are we now? I've no idea. It all looks the same round here.
So that was Get in the Van. Now, it's there's no ambiguity really with this track. It's about the kind of stark reality of being on the road, because I think a lot of people think about that glamorous side of it, and as we all know, you know, an hour on stage is fine. The other 23 hours can be sometimes rather fraught.
Rather mundane sometimes, and
Yeah.
rather dispiriting at times as well.
Yeah, at times. Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Well,
Well, we've been there, haven't we, together?
Yeah,
We go-
yeah.
So you could relate to that lyric there, Mike. That's good. Yeah.
Well, of course I can.
Yeah,
But I think it's good because not many people kind of address the issue and kind of tell people what it's like in you know, lyrically. Because again, most people are talking about how great it is, rock and roll, on the road, fantastic. When I think the reality of it is, it's just not so.
I mean, the one
great.
thing about that lyric, I think it can, although it's kind of a bit monotone and a bit kind of, it's delivered in a way that's sort of that's very stoic and very staid. I think with bands, I think it's important to be stayers and to be believers, and hopefully that comes through in that lyric. It's not a disposable, it's all crap. It's about, it's not great always, but we're still hanging on.
Yeah.
And that kind of feeling is, I think it's important for musicians.
Yeah, well, I thought it was intentional, obviously, the fact that you sang it like that, because rather than being, woo, rock and roll, foot on the monitor, it's meant to be kind of, I mean, you have to be driven, don't you, to actually kind of experience that, because sometimes it's, you know, even if you have a bad gig, even if there's, you know, 2,000 people there, it's a bad gig. Yeah. Regardless, you can have a great gig, there's 20 people there, but those bad gigs kind of, you have to carry that on to the next day. Yeah. And a lot of people don't realise just how tough it can be out there on the road.
Absolutely, yeah, we've been there. And
but also it has that, musically for me, it has that another kind of quintessentially English and shades of psychedelia.
Yeah, when that track was evolving, that was one of Bone's musical templates.
Well, it was intended we intended you to drum it. I think I played at you, but in a different. It was. I think we played you in a
It's
drum
a lot
machine.
bigger.
It was just a drum machine, some guitars, and it was originally written on that wheel. It's the piano there, just driven through an amp. It was a lot more upfront, louder, or whatever. It changed. Some reason you couldn't do it. You were busy off doing your show or whatever on the radio.
Yeah.
You couldn't get in and do the drums. And it just changed. Something happened to that track.
Yeah,
It just changed.
an
It
acoustic
slowed.
guitar bit on it, changed a couple of chords, developed a chorus, and then it sort of became what it is. I mean, it reminds me the way it's ended up sounding, and we were saying this the other week, like an early, Glastonbury '71 house band vibe.
Yeah.
Because it's got like this crazy flute going on, huge bone guitar riff. I mean, we said there weren't many guitar riffs. There's some big Bonehead guitars on that one, and this slightly kind of droll vocal. And we like that one.
Well, it's got the Woodstock feel, hasn't it? I think.
Woodstock, early Glastonbury Festival.
Sounds quite live to me as well. It's quite live in its sound.
Yeah, Shay's excelled on that as well. He's just come in, and that's probably first or second take.
Wow.
Felt it, thrown his heart and soul into it. Thank you very much.
Nice one. All right, so we have another track.
Yeah.
I'm in a band.
I am the brightest star. You can shove your money and your decor. I am the genius, you are the crowd. I play hard and I play loud. Do what I like, go where I want. You think you can mess with me, but you can't. I'm in a band. I'm worth my weight in gold. I made records and they all sold. I come from another world where you get the pick of the girls. Big house, a fit wife. I'm made for life. I'm made for life. Open day at the school.
So that was I'm in a band. Okay, so the inspiration behind that one, Vincent?
Well, the inspiration, as you probably know, Mike,
Yes,
is
I
a story you told us one night at rehearsal, and me and Bone have talked about that story several times. Many times during the making of this record and on other occasions. It's become part of our.
It's become part of it.
Musical
We can't stop at a service station on the motorway now.
Yeah.
We can't just walk into the toilets. We tend to barge into the toilets or the Costa Coffee.
Yeah.
It's
And the
like,
whole band is
fuck
doing
off,
it.
I'm in a band. Everyone's like, all right, yeah. It's just like, because of them.
I mean, the story which Mike you probably should tell now because
only you can tell it.
only
the way
you can tell it.
All right, well, yeah, I was dropping the kids off, and I was in a rush. It was they had to be in at 9 o'clock. It was 2 minutes to 9, and there was a small parking area just by the school. And I thought, well, I'll just park in here 2 minutes. I'll drop the kid off, and then I'll leg it off. And as I parked in there, an Audi pulled up, and these four guys got on and said, that's our space. And I said, look, I'm just dropping the kid off at school. I'll be 2 minutes. I promise you. Please, bear with me because I can't park anywhere. And they were like, sorry, mate, that's our space. And I turned around and said, I'm in a band. And they went, oh, right, sorry. And got back in the car. And I legged it off with Frankie to drop him off at the school. And I realised, I was like, how pompous was that? I can't believe I just said that. Where did that come from? And I came back and they were sitting there very diligently waiting for me to move the car. If it would have been me, I would have blocked me in and said, don't have a toss what you do, you're in a band. But I couldn't believe the fact that it just came out. I'm in a band, you don't understand. I mean, I wasn't going to a gig, it wasn't a sound check. I wasn't trying to drop in off gear, it was just like, I'm in a band, mate. You don't really mean anything, you don't understand. I'm in a band.
Yeah. I think what I did, that was great. And when we used to rehearse Salford Lads Club, we'd often, first 20 minutes of rehearsal, half an hour was like sharing stories and ideas, part of being in a band. And but I think what I did with the lyric was, I mean, that lived with me, that story, for a long time. And I think I remember saying to you, I'm going to write about that. That says more to me than just the story. That's about identity, self-belief, confidence, being in a gang. You know, without toting a gun, toting a guitar and a drum kit, and belonging to it. You know, belonging to this thing that you've created. And you know, okay, it can make you feel a little bit invincible sometimes, but part of that feeling is what drives you on.